Hi guys, I'm Brendan.
And I'm Leanne.
And we wanted to share with you a little bit about our journey because it's been a very bumpy but very exciting road. We're going to be in the next couple of, particularly today, we're going to be talking a lot about fertility and our fertility journey, which is a 6.5 year long journey to get to where we are now. And then in the coming week, we're also going to be doing one on our mental health and just mental health in general. And then we're also looking at doing a program called the DNIS program from the United States, which arrives sometime this week. And we want to keep a video log of doing that. The main reason why we wanted to keep these videos is because we actually want to have something we can share with our kids, but also something where we can help to encourage people and to just show people that they're not alone.
I just think it's important in this day and age. There's a lot more people who are experiencing fertility issues. So I think it's really important that they know that they're not alone, that there is other people going through the same journey as what they are. And it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah, so Leanne, why don't you talk a little bit about why we started fertility treatment so early?
So I knew from a very early age that I'd have problems having kids later on, but the doctors never actually diagnosed me with anything until we got married and we were ready to have children. So we've pretty much been trying ever since we got married, so it's been a very long road for us both. I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS, which is the main reason why we can't naturally have kids. So for us, we've been pretty much trying ever since we got married, so it's just been a whole bunch of doctor's appointments and tests and everything.
To say the least. It's yeah, so within a month of getting married, we decided to see our doctor. We got married in Melbourne, and so we decided that we wanted to have kids very, very early, and like I said, we did know there was going to be problems. Leanne would get her period once every, several months, and then she would have it 3 times in a month, and then, and she would be bound to the bed because she'd just been that much pain. So it wasn't very, it was a difficult environment. Knowing science makes me automatically go, I can't map it, or I can't figure it out. So yeah, we decided to see our doctor, and he referred us to an obstetrician or a gynecologist, who immediately gave us Clomid, told us to try this, gave us 3 months worth of Clomid, and we tried that.
Didn't do anything except for mess with my hormones.
Did nothing but, that's exactly right, did nothing but mess with Leanne's hormones. She'd be up, then she'd be down, and she'd be, in the middle of doing the dishes, she'd just start crying, and you'd be like, what have I done, what have I done? She's like, nothing, I just feel sad. And so, yeah, we went through that. For about 12 months, we saw this doctor in Melbourne and paid immense amounts of money to see this guy. Hundreds of dollars an appointment.
And the appointment's only 10 minutes.
And they were 10-minute appointments. So
sort of a waste of money.
Didn't run any tests. Our GP actually sent away for our semen analysis and so on, which we got done. And the good thing is I guess I'm healthy, but they found that Leanne has PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and the obstetrician was not very helpful at all. We finally did some research and found at the Melbourne Women's Hospital, the Royal Women's Hospital in Melbourne, had this program which we were so excited about. It's called ovulation induction, which is same as Clomid, but it's ovulation induction. It's a little bit different, this particular version anyway, where you use injections, follicle stimulation hormones.
It's a lot stronger than Clomid. So Clomid is pretty much sugar tablet compared to these hormones. Yeah. So instead of taking a tablet every day, you need to inject yourself, and then when the time would come for ovulation, you need to inject yourself again, and then again. So it was a series of needles.
Yeah, and it's every single day, every single week. twice a week, Monday and a Thursday. Leanne would have to go and get a special ultrasound to have a look at her ovaries, see how they were progressing. If there was too many, they would just halt the whole process because they don't want you to have 11 children. But
neither do I.
Yeah, but we also that took a long time. So the first cycle actually took nearly 4 months.
Yeah, nearly 4 months. Because they had to find the right.
They had to find the right dose. Yeah. So it took nearly 4 months. We were. It was hard. It was actually very, very hard because it's so much hormones that it just pumping her full of hormones. Then when they did finally find that sweet spot, they would measure the follicles and they would grow and grow and grow until they had another injection. They'd say, Leanne, you've got 1 or 2 there, and they're ready to drop. They'd give her another injection and that would make her drop the eggs. Anyway, we went through 4 cycles of this. Meanwhile, we've now been doing treatment for 2.5 years. It was so pretty much from point of marriage we had been put on hormones. Then we miraculously on the 5th try I got this phone call on day 4, week 4, saying congratulations, you're pregnant. Leanne was at work and I rang her incessantly. Leanne. She couldn't answer the phone. Anyway, she did eventually call me and go, what did they say? And I said, congratulations, we're pregnant. And I remember the moment right now, and I remember where I was standing and how overjoyed I was and how excited we were. We couldn't wait to share with family, and most of the family was so overjoyed, but we struggled because we had a few family members tell us, don't get too excited, it's still early. There's still a good chance that it's going to die. And this wasn't from doctors, this was from different family members, and that took a real hit at my mental health, which we'll talk about on another video. Anyway, this was in May. So for our wedding, I still remember, actually no, it was early June, because our wedding anniversary, we went on the Tramcar restaurant in Melbourne, and we were like, oh, we should probably give you pregnancy safe food, because if we give you non-pregnancy safe food and find out you're pregnant, and then 2 days later we did. Wedding anniversary on the 31st of May. Anyway, so like I said, my mental health took a hit. My family said to us, that's it, you're coming home. We got home to our new home. We just got our keys and pulled up with the truck, and Leanne's was very, very uncomfortable and started to feel pain, and so I sent her away. I said, go to Mum's. Mum lives, well, we moved to the same town as Mum, and she had a shower, and we did just very small unpacking, just valuables into the house so we could lock it up. And I went and found Leanne at Mum's in a lot of pain. She was 28 weeks pregnant, 27 weeks and 5 days, yeah. So nearly 28 weeks. So we went to the Beaudesert hospital. And as I got there, they said I need to get something, and as I ran out to the car, by the time I'd gotten to the car and come back in, she was already in the maternity ward. They'd moved her that quickly, and they said, look, there's the head. And then they found it actually wasn't the head, it was her bottom. You're having your baby. And so it was labour, very natural labour. I was actually very proud of Leanne. It was really hard because we knew it was early, and we were really, really scared because we knew. We had my mum there. We probably wouldn't do childbirth without Mum again. We had the baby, and she was born, and she was pretty much, as soon as she came out breached. She was put onto a bed and rushed off to another room, and we didn't actually get to see her.
The staff were fantastic.
The staff were, oh my goodness. The hospital here is such a small country town hospital, but they were the best. They'd only been open, the maternity ward, 3 months, 6 months. Anyway, my family and Leanne's family happened to be holidaying down here as well. They came in to see us, and the ambulance arrived to take our daughter to the children's hospital, but between disconnecting her from the equipment at the hospital and reconnecting her to the ambulance's equipment, she didn't take to it. So we lost our daughter. She was alive for 3 hours. The following day, well actually no, so that night we had people come around late at night, 11:30 at night, and the hospital was letting guests in to see us. They brought us our daughter, let people hold her, which we really struggled with. But we got to hold her. We really struggled with it, but we don't regret it. Anyway, I still remember waking up the following morning and messaging my mother. So, country hospital, I stayed with Leanne in the same bed as Leanne. We couldn't sort of be away from each other. And I messaged my mum and I said, was it a dream? And that was probably more upsetting because the following day I was so tired. We'd been awake for 2 days without any sleep. So waking up the next morning and finding out it wasn't a dream was hard. Anyway, then comes again, we'll touch on it in a different video, mental health, but then came a real tough several weeks. We then had to obviously deal with organising a funeral. She was over 16 weeks, so in Australia that means you have to organise a funeral because she was a legal living child, which was really hard, and we didn't actually go back to our brand new house. A rental, of course. My mother put together a list of questions because we couldn't bring ourselves to talk about it. It's probably 15 questions, ranging from colours of flowers to do we want her cremated, or do we want her buried, or do we want a cemetery plot, or do we want this thing called a huggable urn? I'll show you what that is in a minute. So we went through the questions. She wrote the same questions out twice. We both put our answers. The only thing we got different was the huggable urn. Yeah. So let's say we were like 95% on the same page. Liam went for yes for a huggable urn, and I went for no. The idea was very painful. Anyway, we got a huggable urn, which is all the husbands out there going, yeah, of course you did. This is a huggable urn. This is Sue. She's got her date of birth on her feet and her name. We named our daughter Suzanne Joy, which is my mum's name, Suzanne, and Leanne's mum's name, Joy. And in the back of her is a tin in a heart shape, which is Sue. It's her ashes. Yeah. So we went through the funeral, which I actually think, I don't know about you, but I actually found the funeral was harder. Yeah. Because I think it was real. Yeah.
It sort of turned the dream into reality.
Yeah. 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 Anyway, we'll move on past that. So this was in 2014, 28th of October, 2014. So she would have been 4 last month. The next couple of years were hard, but we went straight back into fertility treatment because we knew nothing had changed. We got Leanne tested again for polycystic ovaries, and they said whilst she was better, that was still the case. Yeah. In Queensland, they didn't have the same clinic, so we went ahead and was seeing Leanne's GP, and she got us in and started seeing a great obstetrician and gynecologist up here who did similar things, but it was a longer process. They used different drugs and actually found a drug that wasn't an injection that caused Leanne to ovulate. After about 12 cycles with no success, what was the drug? Femur?
Letrozole.
Femur. So that combined with oh gosh, what's it called, honey? Metformin was causing Leanne to ovulate, but although she was ovulating, we weren't getting pregnant. They did a test called a HICOSY, which is a very painful test where they pretty much check Leanne's tubes and make sure everything's all right. They use ink I use ink to go through there. I was actually, I was reminiscing because a YouTuber which I watch has a very similar journey, and we'll go through the journey with them as well. Found out Leanne's completely clear, and they couldn't quite figure it out. In the end, they were like, okay, we need to upgrade you to look at a different process. So our obstetrician referred us to someone else where we...
His old boss.
His old boss, yeah, who's actually a Christian doctor, which made us feel really comfortable. Very, very comfortable.
She was brilliant.
Fantastic. Susan was her name, which was actually very important to us because our daughter's name was Sue. And so we were seeing her, and so she decided to try IVF, but before we could do that, I had to get fit and Leanne had to lose weight. In fact, a lot of weight.
I lost over 30 kilos.
25 kilos she had to lose, and Leanne went, nah, I'm gonna lose 30. And so along with the doctor and a lot of exercise and a gym membership and a great workplace which gave her extra long lunch breaks, Leanne lost 32 kilos. Went from the obese range to barely in the overweight range. I was so proud of her. And when we went to see the doctors, they gave her, they said it'll probably take about 12 months, took her about 5. She said, that's it, let's start. Gave Leanne all these drugs and go through the process, and
they were all needles.
They were all needles. By the last step of the process, she was on 5 injections a day, 6 injections a day. So she was on the follicle stimulation hormone, followed by another hormone which assists in the ovaries expanding properly.
I just took what they told me to take.
So we went to a friend who gave Leanne all the injections. Great friends of ours. Then we went to, another injection was telling her body to ovulate, but then another injection is telling her body to not ovulate. That's designed to make her body just get the eggs ready in their what's names. So they said, we got to go to the hospital. We were expecting to get about 10 eggs. And we were like, okay, awesome, 10 eggs. All right, let's do this. Can I just say, this is 2018. So we're now coming up to 6 years married, 3 and a bit years since we lost our daughter. And so all this sort of stuff. We went in for the surgery, and Leanne went in there, and Leanne did her part. While she was asleep, I had to make my contribution. So Leanne was in there, and we got out, and they gave Leanne this piece of paper, and on the piece of paper is how many eggs they got. And we almost fell over. They actually extracted 24 eggs. Which
they were really happy about.
More than happy about. In fact, the nurses came in and said, we actually want to know what you did. We don't ever get this many. What did you do? What did you diet? All this sort of stuff. And we just said, look, we prayed. They then went through the fertilization stage. Now, they fertilized them, but they wouldn't, because they got so many, they were worried Leanne would go into hyperstimulation, which she didn't. No. Praise God.
I did get sick from the hospital.
Did get sick, yeah, from the hospital. Flu-y, actually. But anyway, they said, look, they're expecting about a 30 to 50% fertilization rate. It was normal IVF, not ICSI, so they had to do the sperm had to do their own job. They weren't injected. And 24 fertilized. And then they were like, oh my goodness, like, what are you guys doing? Like, what did you do? And we said, well, we exercised a little bit, not a lot, and we ate a little bit. But
we also had a lot of family praying.
But what we've gotten is a lot of family to pray for us.
And our work.
A lot of family and work. And 24 fertilized. However, 4 days later, we got another phone call to say, just letting you know, all but one of them died. So all the eggs died between day 3 and day 5, but another egg lived to day 6 and was the highest quality egg you can get. God's got that plan for us, that one child. So it also removed the whole freezing fertilized eggs and all that sort of stuff.
Because we didn't know how we'd feel about that.
Yeah, and there's lots of, you know, do you donate them and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, so we decided we didn't have to decide that actually. So we went ahead and we
had a family member come with us.
We had a family member come with us when they did the transfer. This is now in April. No.
June.
June.
June the 1st was
June the 1st, yeah. So they did the transfer. We had a good family member, friend of ours, family member come with us that watched it, and we prayed over it, and yep, the transfer happened. It was really funny. You go in, they give this giant straw. It's a nice big, long, thin straw. You're there, they pop that in, they let it go in, you walk out, and it's been 5 minutes. It's crazy, and it's all over.
But they let us pray over the embryo first.
They let us pray. They put it up on the screen. It looked like someone had spat into a petri dish. Anyway, so we were good. Then we got a phone call 2 weeks later. Say congratulations, you're pregnant.
But the levels were still really low.
But your levels were low, yeah. So we went on some medications and so on. So it's touch and go. Very, very touch and go until 13 weeks, where we announced it. And here we are now at 25 weeks, due in February, and with a little boy, and he's on his way. So we're so excited.
One thing we should mention is we found out after Sue had passed, she was sick. She had a condition called trisomy 18, or Edwards syndrome. So it's similar to Down syndrome, but a different chromosome. So the doctors actually surprised that she lived as long as she did, because babies with that condition don't normally survive past 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So they were surprised.
Very, very surprised.
And they tested this one.
He's clean. He's great.
They did every test at the start.
Very, very, very proud moment when I saw it. Found out it was a boy. Anyway, but the reason why we wanted to encourage people is because yes, we're coming up to this about the same time when we lost Sue. But we wanted to encourage people because it's such a long journey, and it's taken us 6.5 years. Implantation was the day after our wedding anniversary, 1st of June. And we knew, the reason we got married on the 31st of May is we knew the following day was a new season. And it's the same thing. We knew it was a new season. The 1st of June was a new season when they did the transfer. And since we've lost our little girl, we've actually been able to really talk to people and share people, and actually just have the compassion and love for them, and sharing with them, and being able to say, look, we actually know what you're going through, and we're here for you, and we love you. But yeah, so we wanted to share this journey with you. We're also going to be doing another video in the next couple of days, which will be on our mental health journey, which at this particular day, not doing so well.
Doing much better though.
Doing better, but not doing so well. I'm going to be starting a program in the next week or so called the DNRS program. So we'll be sharing a little bit about that, what that is. It's not actually arrived at our house yet. So we'll be doing that. We're going to share a bit about that. But also we want to bring you guys into our life and just allow people to see what we do, who we are, you know, just to encourage people and love people.
And if you have any questions in regards to fertility or anything like that, please just ask us.
Yeah, so down below you'll be able to click on comment. So please leave us a comment and ask us any questions you have regarding our journey, your journey. Even, hey, can we pray for you? So just put it down there and just say, hey, you know, we're going through this at the moment and there's no light at the end of the tunnel for us. Can you pray for us? We'd love to do that. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up, because we'd really, really love to share with you guys more and more, so you can see our journey. So that's where we've been. We'll do, like I said, another video on our mental health journey. We'll be doing videos on updates, doing the DNRS program. We'll even take you out and about a little bit. As I get better, so I struggle to be out of the house a little bit at the moment. So as I get better, we will take you out and about a little bit, show you our workplace, introduce you to people, just have a bit of fun, take you through the journey of having a little boy. I don't plan on filming while Leanne's having the baby, but before and afters. No. But yeah, hey, give us a thumbs up, like below, and leave us your comments. We'd love to share with you. We love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye.
Yeah.